Hello students, I'm going to be doing a lesson for you on arrays today, multiplication and division of arrays. So I've set up some things for you to learn, and I hope that you learn a lot from arrays. When you go ahead and take your tests, you can look for identical items to do the same kind of thing so that your learning is hands-on. Let's get started. The first thing I want to talk to you about is if you were taking two groups of three or three groups of two. This is two groups of three. We have two rows with three in each row. You can also see this as groups of three. So if I did this, you can see these are 1, 2, 3 groups with 2 in each group, or 3 groups with 2 in each group. This is the basis of arrays, the basis of multiplication. I got out the bead box and showed you again with the bead box. So this first one is 2 groups of 3. 2 groups of 3 is 6. 3 plus 3 is 6. The second one, 2 plus 2 plus 2, is 3 groups of 2. 2, 4, 6. 3 groups of 2 is 6. If you remember that multiplication means groups of, you will have no problem with doing multiplication and arrays. Let's move on to another example. So this one I have 2 groups of 4. 2 rows, and there are 4 in each row. You can also look at it with the bead bars. So this is 2 groups of 4. It's 2 groups with 4 in each group. Looks a lot like what's up here, doesn't it? Or you can think of this as 4 groups of 2. This would be 4 times 2. This would be 2 times 4. Let's get a little bit bigger. So this is 4 times 6. 4 groups of 6. There are 6 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows. There are 4 in every one of those groups. If we wanted to do 4 times 6, or 6 groups of 4, we would need to add 4 6 times. If you're really good at your 4s, you can do that. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. Or if you're very good at adding 6s, you could do this as 4 groups of 6. 6, 12, 18, 24. The answer is the same no matter how you do it. So if the problem was Mrs. Casne-Fetz had 4 groups of 6 bags. Okay, she had 4 bags with 6 marbles in each bag. That would mean I had 24 total marbles. This is 4 groups with 6 in each group. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I could find out I had 24 total marbles just by setting out this array. Let's go on to division. Now division is just the opposite of multiplication. Let's say we had 28 and we wanted to divide it into 7. Now this literally means 28 divided into groups of 7. So you're going to make groups of 7. So there's 1 group of 7. It says easier done when you have more than one hand holding a camera, for sure. Here's 1 group of 7. 2 groups of 7. It's easier when I just line it up right on top so I can see that I have that second group of 7. 3 groups of 7. And 4 groups of 7. So if I take 28 and I divide it into 7, I'm going to get an answer of 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. I have 4 groups of 7. So 28 divided by 7 equals 4. Let's see how that would work with a story problem. Mrs. Casne-Fetz has 18 ladybugs. There's my 18 ladybugs. If she puts them in rows with 6 in each row, how many rows of ladybugs will she make? Let's look over here. So here I've made 1 group of 6. So it says put them in groups of 6. Put them in rows of 6. How many rows would there be? Okay, so Mrs. Casne-Fetz has 18 ladybugs. She puts them in rows of 6. How many rows of ladybugs will she make? 1, 2, 3. 18 divided by 6 equals 3. What's my label? What am I talking about? Ladybugs? No, it says how many rows? How many rows of ladybugs did she make? She made 3 rows. Let's try another one. Last problem here. Shelby has 42 yellow buttons. She divides them equally among 7 friends. How many buttons does each friend get? So let's come over here. I counted out 42 yellow buttons, okay? I'm gonna set up 7 friends here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 7 friends. Now I'm going to take the rest of these and divide those equally among those 7 friends. So 1 for you, 1 for you. So this is kind of like when you're dealing out cards. Everybody gets the same amount. Everybody gets 1 card, and then you go back to the beginning and start giving them cards again. So when you're the dealer, you make sure everybody has an equal share. Equal shares, like we did last week, have a lot to do with division. If you know your division facts, your multiplication facts, you can use those for division. So all I'm doing here is taking my 42 and I'm dividing it by 7 friends. Shelby is very generous with her 42 yellow buttons. All right, so I have divided all of mine equally. So I have 7 friends, and each one gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 buttons. Remember, in division, it's how much one gets, 1 Skittle gets is your answer. So in this case, 1 friend gets 6 buttons. 42 buttons divided by 7 friends equals 6. And what's our label? How many buttons? The word buttons is our label. So 6 buttons. All right, you guys, good luck on your assignment today. I hope that helped. Good luck.